This skirt steak, from the plate to your plate. Today we're gonna make this flavorful cut of meat in 3 different ways. From grilled steak to my version of a carne asada, which one is best? Let's find out. What's up everybody? Today I got my hands on this beautiful piece of skirt steak. Sometimes from the butcher you can get the entire piece as one whole roll, in which case you just unravel it to showcase all its glory. Since we're gonna make it 3 different ways, we're gonna cut this into 3 equal pieces. Now the skirt steak is very flavorful as it is a very lean cut of beef. To ensure we have a tender and not chewy bite, it is very important how we cut the meat. Here I'm separating it with the grain, and when we eat, we'll cut against the grain. There are many ways to cook this cut of meat. It is quite popular with carne asada as well as with Chinese stir fry. You can also grill it on high heat or cook it low and slow. Our first preparation is just salt and pepper. We'll just sprinkle on some sea salt and press it in. Also make sure we hit both sides. And next we add freshly ground pepper. It's always a good idea to pat that in so it stays on the beef and not on the cutting board. And the preparation for our first piece is done. Time to move on to our second preparation, the carne asada. To build our marinade, we're going to need these fresh ingredients. To start off, we'll chop up a few sprigs of cilantro. Now these are always best when used fresh from the garden, but if you don't have that, grocery store bought will do just fine. Next, we'll chop up this jalapeno. Again, fresh from the garden is best, but if you can't get that, store bought is great. Now I keep all of it, seeds and all. But if you're adverse to spice, you can feel free to remove the seeds or remove that spine on the inside. That's where most of the capsaicin or the heat resides. And just like that, we remove some of the heat. Let's just show you what you can do. I'm going to add that back in because I love the spice. And we just dice this up to small pieces. I should probably be wearing gloves while doing this, but just be careful and don't touch your eyes or anything. Next, we'll use the zest of 1 lemon. I'm using a microplane here for easy zesting. Now you don't want to go too deep. You want to get that yellow color out and all those nice citrus oils, but you don't want to go into the pith or the white part, as that imparts a very bitter flavor. Next, we'll just cut this in half and use the juice of that lemon. Nothing goes to waste. Now since this lemon was quite ripe, it's just easy to squeeze with my hand, but if you want to use a juicer, you can always do that. Now we're going to do the same thing with 1 orange. First, get some of that zest in there, and then cut it open and juice it. This is actually good to train your grip strength. Next, we'll add about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and an equal amount of olive oil. Next, about a half teaspoon of ground cumin and a tablespoon of minced garlic. We'll give this a quick stir, and there we go. That's our carne asada marinade. So back to our strip steaks. The middle strip, we're going to salt and pepper both sides, and then add it to a Ziploc bag with the marinade. We'll only use half of the marinade here, as we'll save another half for the third piece. As not to forget, this is the carne asada. I'm just going to write a CA on the packaging. Lastly, we'll take the left piece and also place it in a Ziploc bag and use the marinade. Notice I'm not using any salt in this one because I'm going to add soy sauce. The idea is to add some of that umami flavor from soy sauce and also for some added browning. And lastly, a couple squirts of Sriracha and just create a flavor bomb profile. Into the bag the marinade goes. And we'll mark this SS for Sriracha Soy, or you could call it secret sauce. We'll let these marinate at least 2 hours. I let it go for about 4 hours. To the grill, we have our carne asada, our secret sauce, and salt and pepper. Now making sure you have a piping hot grill, I'm going to throw on our salt and pepper skirt steak, followed by our carne asada skirt steak, and our souped up carne asada that has both soy sauce and sriracha in the marinade. We'll let this go for 2 minutes on a side and flipping every 2 minutes. Here's our first flip after 2 minutes. Just beautiful color and caramelization, and I just love to see those grill marks. Here's our second flip at 4 minutes, and the meat is really starting to brown. Look at that lovely browning and that Maillard reaction go. We'll flip again at 6 minutes, just to ensure it's cooked all the way through. If you have a meat thermometer, you can try to temp it at that nice 125, but given how thin the strip steak is, you pretty much know when it's done. Here we are at 8 minutes, and the steaks are ready to come off the grill. Look at that, so juicy and delicious looking. Can't wait to eat. Here we go. So here we have the salt and pepper, the carne asada, and then the carne asada with the soy sauce sriracha. So we'll first slice this slab into a smaller chunk. And look at that, gorgeously pink. And then make sure we slice across the grain for a tender bite. We'll do the same with the carne asada piece. Again, you can see beautifully cooked, and we're going to cut it across the grain for that tender bite. So lastly, the one with the sriracha and soy, section it off with the grain, and then bite-sized pieces across the grain. Oh, that just looks delicious. Let's give it a taste, shall we? We'll start off with the salt and pepper. That looks super tender. You can see the fibers have separated. That should be one moist piece of meat. Quite tender, flavorful. Smoke, a little bit of smoke coming through. Yeah, I would eat that any day of the week. Now here's the traditional carne asada marinade. As you can see, the fibers are nicely separated, well cooked, moist. Yeah, that citrus really comes through. You can taste that, the zest of the orange and the lemon. And because of the citrus, the meat is a little bit more tender. It is broken down a bit more. Last but not least, let's try the carne asada with the sriracha and soy sauce. Again, nicely cooked and looks quite moist. This one's got a bit more balance. Not as much of the citrus comes through, but it's just as tender. And I think we have a winner. And of course, that winner is me. But seriously, I enjoyed the third one the most. It was the perfect balance of smokiness, sweetness, and zest. But in all the preparations, the beefy flavor definitely does come through. So there you have it. 3 ways to make a delicious skirt steak. From salt and pepper to carne asada with sriracha and soy sauce. You really can't go wrong. Well, until next time, that's another video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Before you go, please check out my Chicken Kiev video, where we talk about the popular dish that was served in the capital of Ukraine, and what you can do to help those refugees fleeing from Ukraine due to the war. There are multiple charities that are out there to help, and a food-related one is the one run by Chef Jose Andres and the World Central Kitchen, who's been providing hot meals to those refugees at the border trying to flee Ukraine.